I woke to the glow of my phone at 3:07 a.m., the screen slicing through the dark like a knife. The message wasn't long, just 4 words that made my chest tighten and my stomach drop. "You don't own me?" Her name flashed at the top, Melissa. My Melissa. I stare at the words, my thumb hovering over the reply button, my mind scrambling for something, anything, that could make sense of them. For a few seconds, I questioned myself. Was it a joke? A misfired text? Or worse, a threat disguised as defiance? I had learned to trust her, maybe too much. But this felt like a betrayal already wrapped in fire. My reply was calm, deliberate. "No, I don't, but I hope you still care." I put the phone down and stared at the ceiling, replaying the last few weeks. The missed calls she blamed on work stress, the sudden late nights, the softening in her eyes when I asked a simple question, the phone she carried everywhere like it was a secret I wasn't allowed to know. I tried to convince myself it was paranoia. Maybe I was imagining the tension in her smile, the way her laugh didn't reach her eyes anymore. Then came the small things, the way she would step out of the room whenever a notification buzzed, the hurried glances at her phone when I entered, the one-sided conversations she quickly ended with a smile that didn't fit. I questioned myself first. Was I being controlling? Was I overreacting? But gnawing unease refused to let me sleep. It wasn't until I found it, a single thread buried under a pile of innocuous texts, a conversation that shouldn't exist. At first, I read slowly, doubting my own eyes, but the words hit harder than any fist. She was meeting him. Late nights, secret places, laughter that wasn't meant for me. Every message another blow, every emoji a betrayal wrapped in familiarity. I didn't confront her immediately. I watched, quiet, observing patterns I hadn't noticed before. The coffee cup she brought home on Tuesdays, the sudden interest in a book she'd never read, the lingering scent on her jacket that wasn't mine. My mind went in circles, trying to reconcile the woman I loved with a stranger in my living room. Finally, I confronted her. It wasn't dramatic, no shouting, no door slamming. Just a quiet evening, the hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen, the dim light casting shadows on her face. "I know," I said, voice steady, though my hand shook. She froze. Her phone slipped from her fingers. The guilt in her eyes was immediate, raw. I didn't mean," she started, but the words stumbled out like pebbles in a rushing stream. "Didn't mean what?" I asked softly, almost more to myself than to her. She faltered, looking away. I felt trapped. I thought it was just the fling. I didn't want to hurt you." I felt my heart splinter, a sharp ache that spread from my chest to my fingertips. I remembered the quiet mornings we spent drinking coffee on the porch, the promises whispered in the dark, the laughter that had once been ours alone. Every memory now felt like a lie layered over truth. "I loved you," I said simply. "I still do, I think, but love isn't this. I gestured vaguely at the space between us, at the broken trust, at the phone lying on the counter like evidence of my own failing. "This isn't love." She cried then, softly, a sound that tore at the edges of my grief. "I'm sorry. I never wanted to destroy us." "I know." I whispered, the word tasting bitter on my tongue. "But sorry doesn't fix this." For a long while, we just sat there. The quiet was thick, almost suffocating, but also clarifying. I realized I could let anger consume me, or I could reclaim myself. I chose the latter. I packed a bag that night, not in a fit of rage, but in a quiet assertion of self-respect. The world outside was cold, yes, but it felt cleaner than the suffocating lies inside. I left a note on the counter. "I hope you find what you're looking for. I know I'll find myself." Walking away was harder than I imagined. Every step echoed with memories, with the ghost of what had been beautiful. But each step also carried a small, growing relief, a liberation from someone who no longer chose me. Months later, I still think about her, not with the sharp edge of anger, but with a quiet reflection. Betrayal leaves scars, yes, but it also teaches boundaries, resilience, and the strength of self-worth. That 3 a.m. text, the one that shattered my world, became a catalyst. I didn't need to own anyone, and neither did she. But I learned that I must never lose myself trying to keep someone else. Sometimes, the hardest lessons come wrapped in heartbreak. And sometimes, walking away is the most profound act of love you can give yourself.